Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to week 1, lesson 3. We have already discussed with you two very important questions in terms of the topic about learners and their context. We have talked with you about individual learning styles, and we have talked about learning strategies and levels of maturity. Today, it is high time we should speak about another very important issue, and we are going to talk about past learning experience. So, is our experience always a benefit? Well, it depends. Like with many things, it really depends on the situation, because if this experience was positive, if we have managed to master one language successfully, if we have learned it to a very high extent, then we definitely will benefit from this experience. We know what to do and we know how to do it, and we have confidence in our work, and this will be much easier for us to structure our learning process independently. However, if our experience was negative, if we haven't got any good result, if we have been in constant stress while learning English, if we have had bad relation with our teachers, then it will definitely not be easy for us to use that experience as a successful basis. So, what we must remember here is that past learning experience of our learners, unfortunately, is the responsibility of a teacher. If we talk about the split of responsibility, then everything that is about self-studies and doing homework is definitely the responsibility of our learners. But the creation of their experience is our responsibility as a teacher, because this is exactly the teacher who creates the atmosphere, who can put students at ease, or who can make them really stressed out. And that is why we must keep it in mind and think about the positive atmosphere, about making people relaxed, putting them at ease, enjoying the process, and we must pay a lot of attention to it. If we manage to create this positive experience, then this is something that we can use. And sometimes we can use it even if we have had this positive experience in other spheres. We can take it and transfer it from one sphere to another one, but it is important to understand what this exact student identifies as a positive experience. And now I will teach you one little exercise that you can do for that. And we must remember that if people have had a lot of experience, different, both positive and negative, they will have certain problems in trying something new. This is the way our brain works. We all tend to develop autopilot reactions because this helps us to save energy. And we normally use the things we are used to. Even if these strategies are not really good, if they are not very efficient, we will still tend to use something that we know instead of trying something new. And that is why sometimes you will have students who hate the absence of translation. You know that the communicative method is by far is the most successful thing, the most efficient language learning technique. But your students may be terrified when they do not hear you saying a single word of Russian during your class, not because it is really bad, but because they are not used to it. And your responsibility is to explain, to calm them down, and to do it slowly but surely, explaining why it is important, why Russian will not give them any benefit, why they should have classes in English. The same will be about explaining grammar in Russian. They will ask you to explain grammar in Russian. And very often they will say, okay, we are not sure, we don't understand. Can you say it again? But you must explain, you must be patient, you must speak slowly, you must provide visuals, but you have to create new learning experiences. When they have a lot of new learning experience, they will gradually suppress those inefficient learning strategies that they have had, and this will help you a lot. How can we identify previous successful learning experience. For this purpose, there is a very nice, a very important coaching technique. When a person first comes to you, you can ask your potential student the following question. Tell me about the best learning experience you have ever had. This could be any situation when you learned any kind of a skill, starting with very, very early childhood and finishing with your personal and professional development. Anything you want, starting from the kindergarten and finishing with your further education courses at work. What did you like about that experience so much, and why was that important to you? And all you have to do here is to listen very, very carefully, because some people will talk to you about their group work at school when they had a team of friends to work on some project. Some people will tell you about them studying individually in the library. Some people will tell you about having a lot of creativity, different arts and crafts when they were young kids. Some people will tell you about working with a partner preparing for the exams. All you have to do is to listen really, really carefully. And then from what they tell you, you can come to a certain conclusions about what they prefer. Because if you have a person who says, that all their successful learning experiences were when they were working with a partner, that's a clear indication that this person will not benefit greatly from one-to-one classes. Or you will have to create certain competition with your other private individual students. And there are ways to do that, but we will discuss that during our feedback session. If a person says that his or her most successful learning experience was working alone in a library, that means that you have an autonomous learner. You can give a lot of home tasks and help them manage their time, and they will enjoy working on their own. So listen carefully and think about how you can transfer what they have told you into the classes you're going to create for them. And in this way, you will definitely make the positive previous experience work for you. Thank you very much for being with me today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.